Wah. Annette, Brandon, what's up, guys? How are y'all? How are y'all? Inept, aren't you supposed to be going out of town? Or are you already out of town? Texas. You gonna go visit Crazy? Work, working like crazy this year. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I don't know where Crazy is. I think he lives in an island somewhere. I don't know where, but let me know how you like Texas. I heard it can be a little crazy. So, Brandon, spring break, is that what's going on? Galveston? Yeah, crazy. I don't know how far Austin is, but in Epson, your area. Wedding Sunday. Well, enjoy the enjoy the vacation. How are y'all doing this week? Sorry for the minimized uploads, but I'll try to get a video out tomorrow before I go live. And I'll try to get another one out Sunday as well. Bad funk, bad funk. Leaving Monday night. Well, I hope Texas is beautiful right now. I hope you guys have a great time at the wedding. Brandon, you got one more week. I got you. Lambo, how's it doing, buddy? How am I doing, Inept? I'm fine. I'm fine, bud. I don't know, I just a bad week. So um I'll be all right. I just gotta get back in the swing of things. I appreciate your all support, your all's positive words and caring and stuff like that. It means a lot. So um just one of those weeks. So hopefully you guys are doing well. And I'm still looking forward to that video. Lambo, you've been killing it with the videos. If you guys are wanting videos to watch, go watch Lambo. He uploads like what 4 or 5 videos a week now, just grinding like a madman. So definitely go check him out. Yeah, how did everybody do on the drop? Lambo, did you hit? Brandon, I know you got the booster box. Mm. And it was like, bro, I'll help you with your thumbnail. Nice. I thought, honestly, inept. I thought your thumbnail that you sent in the Discord was actually pretty decent. I actually really liked it. I was impressed for sure. Inept didn't hit. Booster box only. Booster box only. You think you screwed up the drop? What do you mean you screwed up the drop? Crazy. Were you working that day? Brandon, I think you were working, weren't you? Or you were asleep. I can't remember what you said happened, but what's up, Thomas? How are you, buddy? Yeah, we're talking about Pokemon Center drop. So I'm glad to have it over with. Did you guys see the leaks, or not even leaks, I guess the box art for um what is it? The Darkrai set? Doing okay, staying out of the way. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I've been staying out of the way too. Just one of those weeks for sure. What's up, Blab? How are you, buddy? Brandon, we gotta get you on a better schedule. Yeah, and I thought you did a great job. Like, I really liked it. It looked good to me, which I mean, I don't know if that says very much. I don't know how people feel about my thumbnails, but I thought it looked really good. Besides, there was like a hand or something. So other than that, I thought it looked really good. Yeah, so they showed the box, and the commercial looks really cool that they did for the like with Darkrai. It doesn't show anything though, so we don't really know what's in the set. But I tell you what, I think that the box looks terrible. It's green and like white. Not a huge fan of the color of the box. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. We'll see what's in the set. I do think we're gonna get a mega, was it Mega Malamar though? I think we'll finally get that card, probably in SIR, maybe not, who knows? But we'll find out very soon. You make thummies on PowerPoint. Feel like you're talking about what's heart attack? What's up, Adro? How are you? Hope everything's going well with you. Talk about Ascended Heroes, get 1K views easy. Yeah, dude. I actually want to take a look at Ascended Heroes. And I think I was talking to Choo Choo, and he was telling me that once the ETBs surpass Prismatic Evolutions, ETBs, that I need to make a video about it. I just, at this point, I've kind of placed my flag in the sand about clicks and views off Ascended Heroes, so I'm just kind of staying away from it right now. Plus, there's so many people talking about it every day. Yeah, there's enough Ascended Heroes content to go around for you guys. I don't need to be covering it. That's crazy. I don't remember Blab ever saying that. Crazy. If you're wanting to come on a live, you'll have to come on tomorrow. I can't add anybody that I'm aware of. This is on YouTube strictly, not uh, StreamYard. Yeah, I didn't look at the new Mega Greninja collection box. I did see that we're getting one, but I have no idea what's included in it or anything like that. We also got the 30th anniversary leaks as far as September, October, November. There's different SKUs that are going to be coming out at different times. I thought about making a video on that. Other people started making videos on that. Um, UPC being $200 is very interesting. I know some people are not happy with that. Some people are saying that it's fake. I think we are probably going to be seeing $200 UPCs more than likely, but also we don't know. It could be some fire promos. It could be freaking 20 packs. We don't know. What's up, blood? Um, could not imagine making a Senate. Yeah, like yeah, I have no desire to make it. It's just ridiculous. We'll look at it tomorrow, and maybe I'm wrong. But that Pikachu, the Forest Pikachu being a $1,000 card is just so brain dead to me right now. And the Dragonite keeps climbing. I mean, are we gonna have 3 $1,000 plus dollar cards for Ascended Heroes? Is that the game plan? Is that make it make sense. Krabby saying regular Ascended Heroes ETB is gonna hit it. Hey, Krabby's killing it. That guy's gonna be at 1,000, like, in no time. He had, like 40, 50 people watching his live last night. I think he's over 800 subscribers now, so people love people love the backgrounds with all the sealed product, and they love the, I don't know, investing, buying content, so good for him. Yeah, it's just being a dead horse, 100%. So that is if you are a member every month that you're a member, it'll change, so I actually gotta finish that up. Oh, I got you, Blab. I didn't know that people I've never used PowerPoint, but it might be a play. It might be something to do. I used to use Canva. Now I use some AI. I use, Adobe Photoshop and kind of add a little stuff. I'm not creative whatsoever, so that's what I do. I don't know. Probably asked. Yeah, I'm with you, Inept, for sure. Roxy Boxy, how are you? How was your week? So the thing about it is those all the SKUs, all the information that we have for the 30th anniversary came from Europe distro. So it's not American. And apparently knockout collection boxes are a big thing over in Europe. So take everything with a grain of salt. Conversions could be off, but you know, I mean, I don't really care that much, to be honest with you. Everything looked fairly priced. I didn't see anything too crazy besides the UPC. The UPC being $200 was a little bit different, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's legit. Let's see. I agree, Brandon. I mean, here's the thing: is Ascended Heroes a good set? Sure. Yeah. Like, there's variety for sure. You have for Alligator, you have Meganium, you have Emboar, you have Dragonite, you have Mewtwo, even though it's probably one of the worst Mewtwo's I've ever seen. You have the Gengar, you have 2 different Pikachus. I prefer the Derpychu over the Forest Pikachu 100 times over, but you have those cards, you got Scraggy, Hawlucha, which is an awesome, SIR. You got the Mega Attackers. Here's the thing, when I think about when I think about Ascended Heroes and I think about Crown Zenith, people are like Ascended Heroes is one of the, if not the greatest set to ever come out in the history of Pokemon. Have we all forgotten about Crown Zenith? I feel like Crown Zenith smokes Ascended Heroes. And it's not because I hate Ascended Heroes. I just feel like if you put them side by side, yeah, there's probably more Pokemon that are popular in Ascended Heroes, but still though, I feel like when you look at Crown Zenith is far superior. Uh, Big pullback in a year. Watch. Yeah, dude, honestly, Inept, I hope let's get this 30th out of the way. We'll find out what's gonna happen with the Rayquaza set in July because we're gonna be getting the Japanese set that comes out, what, July? I think like July 22nd or something like that is when the Japanese set comes out. So we'll know what's going to be in the Rayquaza set. I think for sure. And we don't know what Pokemon's doing. Pokemon. could be printing, 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 not only 30th booster boxes, potentially, not saying it's happening, but potentially, and they could just drop it on our heads, like at the end of the year, like we've seen before. They could drop in the beginning of the year. You just don't really ever know what's going to happen. Um, but dude, I tell you, if we make it through next year doing this, which for if you put a water pistol to my head and said, "Hey, you got to make a decision," I would say next year is going to be over. Um, as far as like a serious correction, but if we go through 2027, just shooting off still, it's GG's, boys. Like, pack it up. It's just over. It's over. Sorry, I know I'm behind. You guys are going crazy tonight. Appreciate you guys as always. Thinking of grabbing 10 or so Ascending Heroes ETBs from GameStop gang. 55 bucks? How are you getting ETBs for $55? 60 or now. No, how is GameStop selling them for 60 bucks? Are we talking about the same? Oh, bundles. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, those bundles are gonna be quick flips for sure. They'll probably drop. I don't know, somebody, if you got the opportunity, look up what the bundles are currently going for. I know they were going for $100. If they're still around the 90s, um, like right now, they'll probably drop 80, maybe like 70, 75, and I expect them to take off. I don't think a lot of people are gonna be opening up the bundles. Yes, there will be people that open up bundles, but I do think that a lot of people are not going to open up the bundles strictly based off of 151, Paldean Fates, Prismatic Evolutions, and so I think, again, quick flips, long term, we're gonna have to see how it plays out. I just honestly believe Ascended Heroes is going to get printed to the absolute ground, and it's gonna be different than Prismatic Evolutions, is how I feel. I feel like we're looking on Crown Zenith levels, but could be completely wrong. Sorry guys, let me catch up. Yeah, yeah, honestly, Lambo, I've been so checked out this last week or so. I've had several conversations with people, man. They're fried on, on Pokemon. They're frustrated with the market. They're frustrated with the content. They're just all around frustrated. So I really want to know, what is some form of video that I can do, like, to just we all can have fun. Or should I just start going live more? Should I try to do a live sometime in the middle of the week? Maybe only get to do a live for like an hour or so, but come on, like what can I do? Because I don't want to do the market talks all the time. I don't want to, I still want to provide you guys with content and, still be there for you guys. But right now, I'm just kind of going through just a rut. And so, any suggestions or advice would be awesome. Sorry, guys. I know I'm behind. Crown Zenith is overrated over the Glaze, bro. I mean, what would you say is better than Ascended Heroes though, Blab? Like, I was just using it as comparison purposes. I think Crown Zenith is amazing set. Mewtwo is slop, no chase guard, just done at me. No, I'm with you. I am with you. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up. Blab, Blab is washed up. Whoa, guys. Whoa, let's calm down. Yeah, for sure. Hating on Crown Zenith and fake news, 55 or $55 ETBs. What's up, Gator? How are you, buddy? I actually just clicked on your video right before I was going live, so um, I'll check that out once I get done. 93 yesterday. Yeah, so they're gonna drop what 80. I mean, do I even see them drop to $13? Yeah, I mean maybe like 80, 75, and then they're just gonna balloon right back up. Like I said, people are be buying them up, flipping them. Smoking a Romeo and Juliet tonight. What's the cigar of choice tonight? I've actually got 2. They're kind of, cheaper cigars than what I normally smoke. This one I've never tried before, but it's the Knuckle Buster Habano, and then also I've got a Charter Oak Maduro. This is a what do they call it? Gordo? No, not Gordo. I can't remember. Um Robusto, Robusto. So that's what we're doing tonight. Just trying to not go through my, you know, $15 cigars 'cause that hurts a little bit. So, um, the bowl. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's how I feel. Brandon. I 100% agree. I think I was talking. I can't remember. I was talking to somebody, and I really feel like Prismatic Evolutions has been printed if not the same or more than Crown Zenith was. Of course, it's hard to tell, it's just kinda like a feeling that I have at the end of the day. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I do feel like, again, Prismatic was just in such a special spot, and with Ascended Heroes, we have till 2029. I just don't the math isn't mathing, you know what I'm saying? So, if it runs to I don't It might run to 250. It might. It could, I guess. I feel like 200 is kind of a sweet spot. Look at what happened with Prismatic Evolutions. Of course, then it got a reprint. Who knows what it would be at right now if it didn't get that reprint. Ascended Heroes, people say it's a better set than Prismatic. I agree with them. So it'll be interesting to see, but if it hits 250, it's just absolutely wild. Do you not buy Ascended Heroes at $15? Absolutely. You got dragged through the fire because you wouldn't buy Ascended at 12 to 15? Who dragged you through the fire, Gator? Exactly, Roxy. Exactly, and don't you, didn't you buy a case or 2, right, of Ascended Heroes? So, like, obviously, it's a good thing to be invested in, but I'm just like, people don't understand. Do the live? Okay. That's what we'll do. We'll shoot for a live maybe in the middle of a week. I don't know when yet. Maybe I'll do a video like Mondays, do a live on Wednesday. Well, that's a church day, but do an earlier live, maybe like 7 o'clock in the afternoon or at night, and then try to drop a video like Thursday, Friday, or something like that, and then Saturday, Sunday. The market sucks right now. So I've been over the market talk videos. Yeah, dude, a lot of people are feeling like the market sucks for sure. Talk about the games, the leaks, the wins, the losses. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't play the games, and I need to probably talk more about leaks and, like, the first Partner Series 2, when that came out. I probably do need to talk about 30th anniversary. But I feel like my audience, the people that are like the ride and dies, I feel like they already have this information. They already know this information. And most of the time, I feel like I'm not going to give any sort of like groundbreaking information, but that is a good point. I also need to get out of my head about longer form videos. The Asian TCG, he's in the Discord. He also pops into the lives every now and then, but he'll make a video like a 3 minute video or a 4 minute video. And I need to start not doing that all the time, but I need to start doing that and training myself that it's okay to just talk about something for a couple minutes than not to put anything out whatsoever. But this week I have been my brain has been so fried. I have been in such a bad mental mindset. That's why I made a video outside the other day because I just needed to get away from everything to try to get a video out. So, Crown Zenith is goated, absolutely, in my opinion. I got dragged over preferring to buy the dip on a theoretical. Yeah, bro, the people are crazy. It makes no sense whatsoever. Because realistically, okay, and I'm just saying, like, realistically, hypothetically speaking, just hold with me for a second. In a case, you get 10 ETBs, right? Normal ETBs, not Pokemon Center ETBs, just normal ETBs. It is not a crazy thought to think that in the next 3 years, we could lose, half people that are in the hobby, half the investors, half the collectors in the hobby. The hype could seriously die down. Because remember, I've been saying this, and Kyra said this the other day went on Henry's live that she feels like when we go out of this bull run into a bear market, it is going to be a brutal bear market. We could see cases of Ascended Heroes 400, 500, 600. So you're talking about $1,000. If a case is going for $1,700 right now, you're talking about over a what is that, like 60% cut? And I know people are saying that's not like, no, that can't happen because there's so many people sitting on the sidelines and people will buy it and da 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 da. They're gonna buy it until the shit just keeps dropping. And then they're gonna be gone. They're not gonna be so yeah, you, you eh, but you the problem is, and that we talked about this, you can't help everybody, and a lot of these people don't know nothing because they've never been through a full cycle. Remember, they've only seen half a cycle. They've never been through the full cycle. So until they've been through the full cycle, they will never believe. They'll always think that this time is different, which they're right. This time is different. This time we're seeing something that we've never seen before. But guess what? We've seen it. We the time before into like 2021 with COVID and stuff like that. Guess what? We saw this, and they said the same thing. We've never seen anything like this before. This is crazy. 2016. We've never seen anything like this. This is crazy. And each time it gets worse, but it always goes back. So, like next time in 4, 5, 3 years, however long it takes, we're going to see, and we're going to be like, oh, 2025, 2026, 2027. That was a blimp. That was nothing compared to this. My opinion, do with that information as you want. I might be an idiot, but that's how I feel. We are chilling, bud. We are. Look at Prismatic, it'll be like that. I don't think so. I think it'll be cheaper than Prismatic. I'm with you, Brandon. A lot of people though, dude. A lot of people are hating on Chaos Rising, and I don't understand that. I think Chaos Rising is a better set than Perfect Order, and people took what I said wrong. They thought I was crapping on Perfect Order. I'm not. I tried to make it clear, maybe I screwed up in the video. I didn't really edit it. Perfect Order is a good set for collectors, players, people that wanna rip packs. It is not a good set for investors. Greninja, I feel like, is going to be in 10, 20 years when the generation like my son gets adult money, becomes an adult. I feel like Greninja is going to be their equivalent to Charizard. And so from the IRs, from The Greninja is not the greatest, don't get me wrong, I'm not glazing the Greninja and telling people to buy it. Do I think the box should be over $250? No. Realistically, Perfect Order should be 160, and then Chaos should be like 180. But it's still a good set, but a lot of people are saying they don't want anything to do with Chaos Rising. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens with those 2 sets. Hoarding hundreds of booster bundles makes me yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But people are gonna do it until it bites them in the ass. 100%, Brandon. You already know. Blab, give me the teams. I haven't watched any sports in like a year, bro. I'm so washed. So give me the teams that are in, and I will make a decision. Brandon, if no one's answered, I think it's tomorrow, but I'm not sure. I'm not buying more until I see what's happening. Anyway, no, and that's no shade towards you, Roxy. I'm not throwing shade towards you. I was just like 950 is a lot better than 1700, which is what they're currently going for. You know what I'm saying? 40, 50% drop easily, 100%. Yeah, I mean, essentially, Roxy, you could double your money. Pretty close. Yeah, for sure. Not everyone can do a Rudy bathroom. If you know, you know. 100% Gator. You already know this, man. You already know this. Yeah, those in-app, those bros don't know what they're talking about. They don't know. They don't know nothing. Let them crash and burn. Yeah, Brandon, I'm of the belief Pokemon has put their nuts on the table and told us what they're gonna do. They've done it time and time and time again. Now, eventually, could I see them switching it up? Absolutely. But I strongly feel, and I'm not speaking on Pokemon's behalf, I'm not saying that I know anything, but I feel like from the data, from the history of what Pokemon has taught me, is that they want things to be affordable for a year and a half to 2 years. And at that point, if you have not opened it, had a good experience, played with it, uh, gotten your collection, your investments in, then after that time, about a year and a half is typically when they stop doing the reprints as much. Then at that point, let it explode, let it do what it's gonna do. That's what I feel like Pokemon wants to do and has done. Make it readily available for people that wanna get in a reasonable time frame, and then after that, it's fair game. But again, remember, guys, I'm not speaking for Pokemon. I don't know what Pokemon's gonna do. Yeah, I agree, Lambo, but people are they're just gonna have to learn, unfortunately. Everyone's talking about the Pokemon market like it's so serious. What do you mean, Blab? Like it's life or death or something? Okay, I got you, Brandon. Yeah, I didn't edit that video at all. I uploaded it. I recorded it. I uploaded it. I said, screw it. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. I was just trying to get a video out to you guys. Again, I apologize. I'm not perfect. Give me 200 Oricorios, call it a day. That would be a cool binder. Inept, have you been able to find perfect order? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Have you been able to find perfect order where you guys live? Let's see. Perfect order all over the place. Now, is it selling like, for example, the last couple weeks, perfect order gets restocked in my Walmart. I walk in, typically the day that they do the restocks, just because I have to get something. I walk in, I've got 4 double cases of sleeve packs. I've got some, single check lane blisters. I've got those 2 packs where it's got, like, the Gloom, and then it's got, Mega Evolutions, Phantasmal Flames. I saw a knockout boxes the other day. Is it lasting, or is it selling out within a couple days, or do you just not even know because you don't check? That's surprising enough. Have you had any pulls from Perfect Order? It's a great set to open. I've opened up very little just because I've been super busy, and like I said, it sells out within a couple days typically, which taking into consideration we're only about 2 weeks into the set really being out. We'll see what happens like a month, 2 months, 3 months, the farther we get out with it. We'll see how product stays or doesn't stay on shelves. But when I opened it, I had a great experience. Like, it felt very generous to me, which I think is awesome. They're buying perfect order just because 'cause they're like, "Oh, this goes up, right?" It's not. The ETBs on TCG Player are going for $7 over MSRP, or not MSRP, but, like, retail. They're like 67 bucks. Nothing in store since release weekend. That's crazy. Booster bundles for 35. Yeah. Still, I mean, not terrible because they go, I think MSRP is 27, 28 bucks with tax. I mean, you could even say 30. So about $5 over MSRP is not awful. I would still wait just unless you just want to rip something. It is fairly affordable for sure. 4 packs for 20 bucks. That's not bad at all. I have not seen ETBs, booster bundles, all just sleeve packs. 27.99. Yeah, I was throwing in taxes and stuff too, Brandon, but yeah, for sure. 27.99. I heard that, Lambo. I heard that they were charging 30 bucks for the tech sticker collections. Target's 31.99 on all bundles now. Well, then there you go. That's that's retail, which is crazy. It's just yeah. You can definitely tell, like, retail's getting a little greedy, but who knows? Is it Walmart that's doing it? Is it, MJ Holding or Excel that's charging those prices? I don't know. I don't know who makes the decision. I would imagine that Walmart's the one that makes the decision on what they charge, but I'm not 100% sure how that fully works out. Yeah, 30 bucks for prismatic sleep packs. I don't know. Is it crazy? I feel like I wouldn't be doing that right now. As in the words of Gator, that's fluff for sure. I keep thinking about what Blab was talking about, and I think the Blabbers might be right. I think we could see $75 prismatic ETBs at some point. Some point. You got scalped. Oh, did you pay 30 bucks for it? I'm sorry, Lambo. I didn't mean to insult your play. I mean, to each its own. That's just me personally. You're gonna try to sell your Meowth tomorrow? What are you going for? Are you just looking for some cash, or you gonna move it into something else? $75 prismatic ETBs like at stores? No. I mean, I think you'll see it on, like, I think you could. Facebook Marketplace, TCG Player. I really think that people are holding on to Prismatic like the plague, and I think if we have your black swan event or a mass exodus from the market, I think I think we'll see a flood of prismatic evolutions. Again, just I've been thinking about what Blab is saying. You guys know I've been cautious about prismatic evolutions, not telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you guys how I feel about it. So that's what I would say. But only time will tell. Yeah, Blood, I'm pretty sure it's 160. I would stay away from secondary market in general. Yeah, I think it depends. I don't really think you can find many good deals um, on the secondary market unless you're just looking for like some random cards that people don't care for. That could be a play. But right now, people are all on top of each other when it comes to the market. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just telling. That's 100% how I feel too, Brandon. Could be wrong, could be right. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you guys how I feel. You guys are all big boys, big girls. Y'all can make the decisions for yourself. Call me crazy, don't call me crazy. It's all good by me. Just saying how I feel. The only thing you'll pay over market for is Prismatic and Ascended. Well, I mean, I don't think you have to pay over market for Prismatic. It's been sitting at 160, 167 MSRP. I got you. Yeah, and that's to each its own, you know. Everybody's different, so I guess what you're doing is probably a better play long term because you're not taking the gamble. You're actually being proactive. I'm putting my nuts on the table and saying I'm taking this gamble, you know, on prismatic ascended heroes for sure. Cash to pay for Sam's Club. I got you. I got you, blood. Ripping prismatic at market price. Yeah, hey, Blab, I'm still waiting for that video. You gotta explain what happened. You ripped the case of ETBs, so 10 ETBs and 29 booster bundles. That's what you're saying? Yeah, Brandon. No, I know you've talked about it. I've talked about it with Blab. Just like I've just been thinking about it. And again, I've been very cautious about Prismatic as well. So we'll see what happens. That's all we can do. The sh- the Sharpedo is awesome, man. Such a good card. I really like it. Low punny, no hate to low punny, but it's not my thing. It could do well because of all the furry freaks out there, but yeah, Sharpedo, I think I got it for $30. I don't know what it's currently. No, it wasn't $30. It was 25, somewhere in between there. I don't even know what it's going for now. It might have gone down, honestly. Well, I'm excited for your video, Blab. I will say though, out of all those packs and you pulled a demigod pack, it does show how brutal Prismatic Evolutions truly is at as just an opening experience. And you could take it either way. Oh, it's gonna do terrible long term. Not that most people think that, but you could say, this guy opened up. I mean, I don't want to do the math. What is that? How many packs is that? 6, 30. I mean, probably what, 300 packs, something like that. If you opened all that and that's the best that you got, like, and then other people can say, "Hey, that's why it's an amazing set. It's gonna do fantastic long term," because the pull rates are absolutely brutal on it, you know? It just depends, but yeah, I'm definitely excited for the video. Yeah, blood, for sure. If there's a card that you don't like, get rid of it. Rotate it in something else, use it for your Sam's Club. Yeah, people I think it's really important, and I've made videos about this, but I think this year is really important to kind of just step back, not completely, but just step back for a minute, give yourself a second to breathe. Look at your collection. Look at the cards that you have. Is it stuff that you actually care for, or do you just have it just because you thought that you were never going to get the opportunity to get it again? And do you want to move forward with it? Have a plan. Me personally, I don't like the Meowth. I think the Meowth is severely overhyped. I understand it's a very playable card, but at 180, 160 bucks, no, like absolutely not. If I pulled that card, I would instantly turn around and sell it, take it to my local LGS, get rid of the card. I don't care anything for the card at all. Yeah, I agree, Roxy. I agree. And it's gonna happen for sure. People are gonna place their order. Who knows what it's gonna be. It could honestly, it could happen the 30th. It really truly could. 30th comes around, maybe. No, typically distro, they have pre-order or not pre-orders, but where you can order if you have distro. They normally do it before we even have some real information about the set. But let's say 30th, they've just been printing, 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 and people are like, I'll take 57,000 cases of these ETBs and boom, right on the front door. And all this hype that people have had for the last 2 years about 30th anniversary, especially this year, if it's an doo-doo set and it's readily available, look for the Rayquaza. Gotta see what's gonna happen with the Rayquaza set, but we don't know. We don't know. The Rayquaza set could be bad, you know? It may not even be that good of a card. It's better than buying hundreds of IR Flygons. Hey, that is a true collector right there. The the Flygons from Phantasmal. Yeah. I mean, and hey, I know like crazy, he really likes the Meowth, so I'm not hating on the Meowth at all. It's just not a card for me. I don't like the art, I don't like the design. I would much rather prefer to if I had to choose, I mean, I would choose the Zygarde. Honestly, I would choose the Clefable over that. The Rose's Encouragement is my top chase, so I would definitely get that. Honestly, I'd be happy with the Clefairy over the Meowth. But again, that's the beautiful thing about Pokemon. Everybody likes different things. Some people really, really, really like that Meowth. It's just not for me. Did you get rid of both your ETBs, Crazy? I'm surprised you didn't get a Pokemon booster box. 30th to the moon. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Okay, so you got rid of just one of them. Yeah, those are slowing down a little bit too, you know, and that's the thing. That's the thing that all Pokemon has to do, if they want to do it, is just say, "Hey, these are the reprints that we're doing this year." And if they did that, look how the market reacts. The market reacted when we heard about the Sam's SPCs. Those SPCs were hovering close to 400 in the 380s. We heard about the Sam's Club, we heard about the Costco's. Those came down to roughly like 320, something like that, 320, 330, and they're starting to go back up. Last I looked, I think they were like 335s, 340, something like that. You know, Destin Rivals. Destined Rivals ETBs were continuing to climb, got to like $220. We've heard about these reprints that are supposed to be coming in the summer, and now people are starting to be more cautious towards those ETBs. If Pokemon would just say, hey, sometime this year, we are going to be doing this reprint, this reprint, this reprint, it would keep the hobby, it would keep the market more honest. Right now, it's just the wild, wild west. And unfortunately, you're seeing people, collectors, people that have amazing collections, they are just fried. They're fried with how the market is. They just they've just had it up to here, and that's because Pokemon's playing games, and they know that Pokemon's playing games. So I had a very quick conversation with somebody today about it, and it's I just yeah, that I'm not the only person that I've heard it from other people as well. I will say what's a little surprising though, Lambo, is how overly well the SIRs are actually performing with perfect order. They're all, for the most part, besides the Clefable, I think it's around 60 or 70. But really, the SIRs are holding fairly decent in my opinion. They're mostly like $80. That's not too bad. That's really not now, do they deserve to be $80? No. But overall, I think $80 for majority of the cards is pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, you do whatever you think is best, blood for sure. The perfect order PCTBs, yeah, I don't hate that. You gotta do whatever you think is best. What's up, LeChonk? How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Crazy. Are are you gonna open your bundles? I did get some Ascended Heroes this week. Um, Somebody hooked me up with Ascended Heroes. Overall, I will say pretty fun experience. The I was surprised by the lack of illustration rares that I got. It was a ton of EXs. I got an absolute crap ton of EXs. I felt like every other pack had EXs. But, the half arts aren't bad, but, I mean, overall, I mean, it was a fun experience getting to open up some packs. Do I wanna do it on a continuous basis? Probably not, but if it was more readily available, yeah, I mean, I would still like to open up some, but it was fine. It was fine. I was honestly, the IRs being as difficult as they were to pull was a little surprising to me. You thinking so? Yeah, well, I hope crazy. I hope you pull a god pack. Make sure you record it. Um, Also, your videos when you upload them, like your most recent video that you did, the first 5 seconds of the video, smooth, clean, everything looked good, you looked great, sound quality was fantastic, and then after that, it was so, I don't know, choppy. So, I don't know, I normally record off OBS and then go into CapCut and then just export it out. So, I'm not sure. If you need any help, just reach out to me and I can try to help, problem solve with you. But definitely, you should definitely do an opening if you can figure it out how to do an opening of the Ascended Heroes. But I do hope that if you do open them, that you do get a God pack or an absolute banger of a card. Uh, yeah, Lambo. I saw a video the other day. It was a guy trying to be like Rudy, which is fine. I'm trying to be more positive towards people, but he had his whole in his video, his whole wall was all Charizard UPCs. People are literally stacking them, cases and just normal, just stacking them up to their walls. It's crazy what we're seeing. So, yeah, that's what they're doing with the UPCs. It's a great play, but, I don't trust it at 210? 210 is what it's currently going for? What's up, Pablo? How are you? Use a different method to upload? I got you. No, and again, I would hate for anybody to upload a video, take the time to upload a video or record a video, and then upload it, and then, you know, it's just choppy. So, I agree with that, Brandon. The only argument that I can see that people have is, again, I agree with you on the whole, if everybody's investing in the same thing, hoarding product is gonna take longer. I've made videos talking about that. The the only argument I could see is that that is if people are actually holding, if people do not sell off, if people hold for 3 to 5 years. Unfortunately, not even unfortunately, fortunately, a lot of people, they come in during the hype cycle. They say, again, they're gonna wait, they're gonna hold out, they're gonna be here, they love Pokemon, and then the market dips, the market doesn't correct back up, it doesn't boomerang back up, and then they actually get out and they sell everything. So, are we gonna keep gaining investors, collectors, people that love Pokemon each and every time? Absolutely. But is it gonna make up so much of a difference? I do think eventually investing into Pokemon will take longer, and I do think we could see it take longer this go around, but I not like 7 to 10 years. I think that we're probably 2 more bull cycle runs to go, full market swings for that to happen. But absolutely, if we see a dip in the market and a ton of people still hold, they hold through it all, then yeah, it's just gonna take longer. The reason people got away with it before is because it really was just a recent thing that started really catching fire, over the last 7 years. I agree with the voice of my body. What's up, Pablo's goon hand? Hopefully you're not too sticky today. No, inept, you didn't share that. At least I didn't see so. $290 is crazy that that's what that's going for right now. Um, I think that the Team Rocket is I think it's an awesome looking box. I don't have one. I think it looks incredible. I think the Destin Rivals stamp Moltres promo is amazing. I think that it's going to do great. The packs inside are not the greatest, but I mean, I don't really care about that. It's got what Journey Together, Surging Sparks, a couple Destin Rivals. Can't remember what all packs it has in it, but I think it's a good UPC and it could do very well, you know, down the line with it being a GameStop exclusive. But again, Charizard's such a popular Pokemon. Promos being which promo's better, that can obviously be debatable. I prefer to have the Moltres. Oricorio is still a good card, so Either way, I think it's fine. I definitely do think that you have some leverage leaning your way just because of the whole exclusivity of it. It's a really cool box. It's gonna stand out if you go to sell it. If you have, honestly, they're both gonna stand out, but I feel like more people have the Charizard UPC because of, its lower price points that you were able to get into, where with GameStop, they just kept jacking up the price of that UPC. I definitely want one, but I'm not gonna pay $200 for that UPC. I'm definitely not paying $300. So many people get flushed as soon as old Dango 2.0 drops. I hope so. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this great flush out. I am. I'm gonna I'm not gonna jump on anything right away. I'm just gonna step back, relax, celebrate. I might start drinking again just we'll do a stream, just throw a fifth back real quick and have fun. It'll be glorious. Yeah, no problem, man. And again, yeah, I think long term, the more that we do this, the longer it's gonna take. But we'll wait and see. We'll see if this time is different. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling everything. You're scared? Yeah, you should. Yeah. So it's really interesting, Lambo, with the whole new gen, what it's gonna do. I'm not a fan of the new gen. I like the Gekwa, I like the Brout, I like the theme, location. I don't know. Bonbon's a joke. We'll see how the games perform. We'll see when the game comes out. If it's coming out March, are we gonna get it in November or October? There's a lot of things up in the air. I'm of the belief we're gonna slow down sooner than later. But this year is still gonna be a frustrating year. I think the next, couple months, we will maybe have a breath of fresh air. You know, definitely keep an eye on the market for things that you're looking for specifically, but we're gonna kick right back up as soon as we get anything on the 30th. Again, we have Rayquaza. It's coming out in Japanese in July. That'll probably be a little rev in the engine towards, Japanese, especially your all's Rayquaza cards. Make sure if there's any Rayquaza cards that you like, right now might be a great time to buy them, either long term or short term. Also, with that being said, I think Sword and Shield is fixing to take off. I think that Sword and Shield, even though Nostalgianomics is crapping all over Sword and Shield, saying Scarlet and Violet is a superior generation, feel however you want about that. I think that with this Rayquaza set, it's going to bring eyes and attention to it's going to bring attention to Evolving Skies. I think we could start to see Evolving Skies start to take off, which then in turn will be bringing, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest. I still think I know Battle Styles is a meme. I know a lot of people do not like Battle Styles. Battle Styles is not as bad of a set as what the narrative it has been and is going to continue to be. That box right now is cheaper than Journey Together, and I love Journeys Together. I think Journeys Together is very underrated. Journey Together can get reprinted. Battle Styles cannot. I think buying Battle Styles at 250 a box, 260 a box is a no-brainer play. Sorry, I know that was very long. Let me catch up. Yeah, I mean, again, I think GameStop, it's exclusive. As long as they stay exclusive, it's going to perform well. Especially if GameStop goes out of business because they refuse to lower their prices when the market takes a fat dump. Could be once in a lifetime opportunity if you have that box. Uh, we gooning now? Absolutely, we're gooning. Drink the tears of people who over leverage for sure, for sure. By the way, what happened with 151? I thought we loved 151. I thought 151 was an incredible set. My boy Blastoise is getting railed. He was at 230. He's down to 140. Charizard started to make a little bit of a climb. That's a joke. Don't be buying the Charizard for $450. Get the Phantasmal Flames Charizard. It's just a no-brainer play. No Mega Ray leak is still insane. Yeah, they're gonna keep that close to the chest, man. Which one? Which one inept? Which Ray do you have? Battle Styles is a good set. Yeah, I agree, Thomas. Like, I'm a huge I'm a huge fan and believer in Battle Styles. I mean, am I saying to bet the farm on it? No, but it's so undervalued for what it is. It's the first set to have alt arts in it. You got Tyranitar. People love Tyranitar. The Urshifus, yeah, they're not the greatest. Empoleon, I think Empoleon's pretty cool, you know? So, yeah, I think because what, Vivid Voltage is how much is it 600 a booster box right now? Is that right? Like, Vivid Voltage should not be more expensive than Battle Styles. Yeah, Lambo, they're keeping that Zard close to the chest. So, I'm really interested to see what the Darkrai set's gonna be. Again, the Japanese box, I do not like at all. I'm not a fan of the Japanese box colors. I guess the EX of the Darkrai looks okay. Like, it looks cool, I guess. Um, I'm not blown away by it, but do we get a Cresselia? Um, like, if we get a Cresselia SIR, I think that could be really cool. There's some other Pokemon that people keep telling me about that make sense. I can't remember, but yeah, it'll be I'm very interested to see what they do with the Darkrai. I think the Ray set if we do see a leak, it's gonna be in English. It's not gonna be in Japanese. They're gonna keep that very close until a couple days before the set drops. I agree. I agree, Brandon. The people will feel different about battle styles if it wasn't 200, $230 box. Get Paldean off it. Flames are yeah, absolutely. But Phantasmal Flame Zard is 800, $900. You can get the Charizard from Paldean Fates for was it 350 right now? Awesome card. Absolutely awesome card. Okay, and yeah, for sure. Once I get off the live, I'll check it out. Yeah, Vivid Voltage is pretty bad. It's pretty rough for sure. The ETBs are really cool though. I really do like the ETBs. The last I saw, they were like $100, something like that. So they're still fairly affordable, honestly. But they do look really cool. I got you, Limbo. Yeah, it's hard. Paldean Fates, Phantasmal Flames. It's hard to when they're both PF, but 100%. Paldean Fates Charizard all the way. Best Charizard. Well, in my opinion, best Charizard in Scarlet and Violet. I know there are some people that like Obsidian Flames. I think the Obsidian Flames is fairly reasonably priced. It's what, 120, something like that? So, still not that bad, but I would much rather prefer to have the, Paldean Fates. That Bubble Mew is going crazy too. That Bubble Mew is absolutely it's like almost a $900 card. Yeah, no, I know, Brandon, like, I'm just saying, like, right now, in the current market, which you just have to accept, you know? I know that you don't have to because, like, you don't make content, but, like, if I was to make a video, right? Let's say I make a video about 5, like, 5 sets that I think are unappreciated. I'm not gonna say, "These are 5 sets that are undervalued." If I did, it'd be like, I don't think they're actually undervalued, but in the current market, I think these sets are undervalued. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be careful with your words. But yeah, like 30, $40 for sure. But $100 for that Zard, because when you look at that card realistically, yes, there are different art styles with that with the two Zards from Phantasm or not Phantasm, Paldean Fates and Obsidian Flames. But pretty much it is a shiny Charizard versus a normal Charizard at the end of the day. Their artwork is pretty similar. So, you know, one's 350, one is 100. $100 in this market is actually pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah, same artist, absolutely. Yeah, what's crazy is that Fusion Strike Gengar is not over $1,000, but yet the Ascended Heroes Gengar, Mega Gengar is 1,300. That's wild to me. I think that the majority census on the Mega Gengar is that it's an okay artwork. It's a good artwork, but no one's saying that it's an incredible piece of art. Now, don't get me wrong. If the Mega Gengar SIR, I would rather have the Mega Attack Rare. But if the Mega Gengar SIR was around again like 1 to 150, sure, yeah, I'd pick it up, especially if it goes to Japanese. I don't Japanese right now is, I think it's like 300, but no, I'm not paying $1,300 for that card. No way. Japanese King or VMAX card, 3K. Oh, is that well, it's what, is it a PSA 10? I assume so, inept? It's good if you strike Gengar's way better. I agree. I agree. I like the whole, like, true world eater, from the Fusion Strike. I get it. It's Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar is cool. I think that it would be even better if they did the shiny Mega Gengar. I just prefer that one over the normal Mega Gengar. I do think that Mega Gengar is cooler. I've always felt that way. But as far as art style wise, I definitely prefer the Fusion Strike one. And honestly, I feel like the Fusion Strike one is probably harder to pull than the Ascended Heroes one. Yeah. Silver Tempest Lugia, what is it? Isn't Silver Tempest Lugia like a $350 card as well? Which is so crazy. And because again, when I look at the cards, I feel like Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, if you put the SIRs, the alt arts, they're pretty. one for one with each other. If you don't know the cards, most random people aren't gonna know, like, "Hey, which one came first, this card or this card? Which generation?" And so either Scarlet and Violet is extremely overpriced, overhyped, over evaluated, or Sword and Shield is underpriced because there's no reason a Forest Pikachu should be going for $1,000 or a Mega Dragonite should be going for $1,000. And then you have Silver Tempest Lugia going for, last I looked, could be more now, 350. Or Giratina, which I'm not even a huge fan of that. I do appreciate the artwork though. The Giratina going for 700 bucks. Fusion Strike Gengar, again, 700, 800 bucks. It just doesn't make any sense to me. MARs all damn day. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm there with you too, Brandon. Yeah, 200 would probably be the max for sure. So I think I'll get there in Japanese. I really truly do. Japanese is a little weird right now, so be careful with your Japanese. Kirby Gengar, yeah, but it's such a cool card. Again, this I really like it. At least it has a theme. The Mega Gengar, it's just walking through slime or something. I don't know what the Mega Gengar is even doing, you know? Or the Gengar from Fusion Strike, it's just inhaling everything in its path. So you gotta have some sort of story. And I'm a huge fan of that artist. It's like Dancio or something like that. They did the they did Hasmo Flames Charizard, they did Zekrom. Huge fan of their work. Uh, that's probably their worst one they've done in a while. Hey, look, that Ambien helps you out for sure. Shiny Mega Gengar, absolutely. Yeah, I know. I kind of just you know what I was trying to say with Scarlet and Violet, and then I threw in the whole Mega just because again, Gengar, Mega Gengar. Yeah, that was my biggest regret too, and that not only did I not get the Paldean Fates Bubble Mew for $50 or $60 or 75 when it hit 75, but I also did not get the Japanese PSA 10 at like 100 bucks. So, one of my regrets. We'll see what happens with the market, baby. Yeah, I agree, Lambo, like 100%, I think they're pretty comparable, but I do think overall, like Scarlet and Violet is a better generation with the illustration rares, with some of the SIRs. I definitely think that probably Sword and Shield has more top-notch alternate arts or SIR comparisons than Scarlet and Violet, but that's also a personal preference as well. Um, but I was just comparing like art to art. Dan Chow. Okay, thank you. I will eventually get that. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of their artwork, but thank you. Japanese market is going crazy, and I don't know if you guys saw Brian from Pokey and E. He made a video. Apparently, China is making fake packs where they print the pack art. They can do any pack art they want. The Akuza, which is the mob in Japan, they are now essentially controlling the market. So Japanese, I think, is going to explode for a little bit. I definitely would not go heavy into Japanese unless you want to. I think Japanese is fantastic. I would definitely be very careful going super heavy into Japanese right now because we'll probably know when the market is really cooling off because I think we're gonna see English dip, and then very quickly we're gonna see Japanese dip as well. So just be careful with the whole Japanese thing. Don't buy any loose packs. Sh- You know, buy from US or buy from Japan. It's just crazy expensive right now. Pade and Fate's Mew was the best move. Absolutely. What did you get in for it, Adro? Like, what was your entry price? Yakuza's be like the Mexican cartel for sure. Yeah, and then apparently the mob is money laundering. So to clean all their money, they're going into Pokemon. They've got like warehouses full of Pokemon products just because of their money laundering. So it's a really weird time. Again, super duper weird. Yeah, just you guys just try to be careful, But you guys know what you're doing. Y'all have been around the block a couple times. So yeah, yeah, Lambo. Yeah, it's just it's all manipulation. Brian was speculating too that the the Japanese market is doing this. I mean, he went full tinfoil, but essentially the Japanese market is charging more for the booster boxes, so that way to get back at us for tariffs, so everybody makes more money. Like it's a whole conspiracy theory thing. Again, I love Japanese. I need to get more into Japanese. Funds are limited, so I'm doing the best that I can, but you definitely need to be careful. I honestly I don't like spending more than like $120 for brand new slash relatively new sets. I did buy a 151 Japanese booster box from Inept for the market price that it was going for at the time, but I do like the box. Um, Even though I'm not a huge believer in 151, I still think that it will do very well long term, and I like the box. So I just wanted to add to my collection. Sue me. I think it's better than a freaking ETB. No, I didn't say it was fake cards, Pablo. Yeah, I was talking about like they can print any pack they want to on it, so they can do Terrestrial Festival, they can do Mega Dream, they can do 30th anniversary, they can do anything they want to. So just be very careful with packs right now. 300 for a PSA 10. That is a hell of a play. Recent eBay sells of Japanese bone PSA 10 going for 1,000, 1,300. That's just so wild to me. It's just absolutely crazy. Big kudos to anybody. That Bubble Mew's absolutely fire. Um, I'm hoping we see a massive correction in graded like we typically do at some point, and that Bubble Mew is affected by it. If not, I'll probably just buy it in Chinese or Korean or something, something that's affordable. I definitely wanna have it in my collection. I think it's an awesome card. I definitely wanna have it in the collection, so I will get it eventually. Um, but yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm turning around every month and buying pre-ordering the next set, and the next set comes out. So it's like every week it just seems like money's going out the door to Pokemon. You think that Pokemon will nuke the Japanese market first? That's interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that we'll see a correction in English first, or that we'll see it in Japanese first? I was almost with you. The only reason is I feel like a lot of people have gone to Japanese because of how the English market is. And so that's why I feel like we'll see the English market correct first, start to correct, which then will pull people out of the Japanese market to go to English, which therefore will really crash the Japanese market. Yeah, 100%, Brandon. Absolutely. Did it go up 100? Walmart had mystery slabs? That's crazy. Oh, Walmart doesn't have much at all anymore. Oh, you're good, Blab. I will say that Pablo is wanting to do a live with you. He wants to conversate with you, which I think would be extremely interesting. English first. It's typically Japanese first. Yeah, no, for sure. Like I had to think about it for a second, but that's just where I feel again, I just feel like a lot of people have gone to Japanese. And so, I could definitely see what people are talking about. It's just how, again, just how I feel. Doesn't mean it's gonna be right. All I'll say though is make sure that you guys are just buying what, this goes back to looking at what you have in your collection right now, your fluff. Make sure you're collecting and buying what you love because prime example, Ineps bought the armored Mewtwo in a PSA 10 for um I can't remember. I think it was like $100. I think. Inept can let me know if I'm wrong. But it was like I think it was like $100 he bought it like a year or two ago. And that armored Mewtwo in a PSA 10 is now going for $1,000. And he bought it because he just liked it. So don't always be thinking about what is the next greatest play. I really think that the people that get rewarded the best are the people that just buy what they like. And of course, the longer you're in the market and just in Pokemon in general, the more you kind of have ideas and your ideas will change towards like market sentiment. But I still, it's a prime example. Who was thinking about Japanese PSA 10 Mewtwo for like $100? Yeah, I remember because I was actually, that was back during Paldea Evolved. That was back during Paldea Evolved. I believe so. The Iono was, and I was going because at the time, I think that it was it going for like $500 in English? And the guy I was buying from, he was like, "Hey, this Iono card, it's the top chase," which I was really surprised by back in the day. I was like, "Yeah, typically, female trainers and stuff don't do too well." And he's like, "Oh, trust me, the card's really cool." And I pulled the it wasn't the SIR, it wasn't a full art either. What it was like just a trainer card. And he was like, "Yeah, no, that's not it." But at the time, it was $100 for that card. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna keep it." And I kept it and it dropped down to freaking $10. And people are honestly, a lot of people are speculating we're gonna see another waifu boom also. So I'm not a big waifuer. I like my Dawn, I like my Rosa, but that has nothing to do because they're chicks. I think they've done a fantastic job. I still need to get the Lily Determination and the Acerola's Mischief too. I keep forgetting about those 2. Acerola is pretty inexpensive. We'll look at that tomorrow night, for the first and let me know. Did you guys enjoy the format last weekend? If you guys were at the live, did you guys enjoy the format where we just kind of do a quick look through the market at certain things and then have people on? Is there anything I can do different? How are you feeling? about people coming onto the lives and um, just talking. I think it's cool. So let me know what you guys think about it. But I enjoy it. Yeah, 100%, Brandon, for sure. And like I said, I know a lot of you guys, all of you guys know what you're doing. It's just it's nice to remind people, and I need the reminder at times too, you know? So, I just feel like everyone's got lost in the sauce a little too much about, like, set picking and stuff like that too, which I think can be a very dangerous game. It can be fantastic long term if you're right, but a lot of people are set picking right now that don't know enough information about Pokemon in general to be set picking. Yeah, I will say one thing I'm super grateful for this bull run. There's a couple things. First thing is you guys, obviously. The second thing is that it has forced me to start looking in different languages that I typically would not be looking at. So in the bear market, I still want to keep the mindset that I currently have and, be looking like maybe instead of getting raw Japanese cards, I will go for maybe the tag tins or the PSA tins instead at a more affordable price instead of just being like, "Oh, English is king," or even the Korean. I think the Korean cards are still great. I know people are kind of weird about them. I was hoping Lambo was gonna jump on the team with me on the whole Korean side, but I think that's a great option as well. I think that, you know, I think people need to become more open-minded to different languages, and also the Japanese Charizard from Phantasmal Flames Inferno X. I'm telling you guys, I think that that card is going to outperform the English one because the Charizard or the Charmander's head is completely visible. So just something to keep in mind. They're roughly the same price, but if I had to choose one, if I had, if I had one option or one choice, I would personally go for the Inferno X over the Phantasmal Flames Charizard. Yeah, yeah, Brandon, like I said, I don't know much about I'm not here to tell you guys what booms are gonna happen and what booms aren't gonna happen. Just again, we get a waifu boom, be careful. Or as you say, Wi-Fi boom. Yeah, I do love the Acerola. I also love the Liz Determination. Something about, like, that gold hair, it just really pops for me. I really like it, so I need to get those cards as well. Okay. Um, so Blood, Adro, enjoy it. And also, it's open to just to be clear, it's open to any of you guys too. It doesn't just have to be YouTube content creators. Um, I know we had Pablo on, we had Blab on, we had Pookie Darius, we had iFomo, but it's also open for any of you guys. Um, Honestly, if you're somebody that shows up, you don't have to show your face. As far as like if you're a regular, you don't have to show your face. I think I made that a rule. I don't really care, but if I don't know who you are, yeah, you definitely gotta show your face. Also, tomorrow we will before we do where anybody can call in, so probably about 30 minutes into the live, if that, we will be spinning a wheel. That's all I'm gonna say. That'll be for tomorrow. And if you previously won a giveaway, well, I already said it. If you previously have won anything, you will not be entered into the wheel spin. Still Stellar Crown, no regrets, absolutely. Yeah, I still love that Terrapagos for sure. Yeah, and I think it's important. I think, there's always lessons you can learn from anything. You just gotta be open to learning them. Yeah, and that for sure. I think the only I really like Tag. I hope Tag is easier to be able to buy secondarily as far as, like, on eBay instead of having to go through Facebook. Of course, then, I could understand that as well. Everything's so expensive. The only CGCs that I would want to buy would be pristines, but I'm not closed out to that idea at all. Okay, got you, Lambo. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just go on eBay. Go on eBay. I bought 'em from Korea. I bought 'em from people in America. I haven't had any problems at all. It literally looks just like English. So if you get a card that looks funky, then it's probably a fake, but texturing's the same. The backs look the same. It's the same thing. So yeah, I think he's supposed to be going live too. Yeah, I mean, Adro and Blood, you guys have done bangers. So, Blood got a 151 back when I think it was like $60, 60, $70. So he's up massively if he still has it. I mean, he's up regardless. He got it for free. You of course got the Charizard UPC at the time. It was what, 150? Now it's up to 200, 210, 220. So you guys are massively up. The wheel spin is not anything crazy like that, guys. I apologize. Um, it's something. So, hopefully you guys appreciate it. If not, it's okay. And then also, I do have a connection, so I'm hoping that with Chaos Rising, with Pitch Black, with the Rayquaza set, with 30th anniversary, this person's able to find a lot of products in their area and send it to me for MSRP. So they're saying that they're willing to do that for you guys. So hopefully, when these new sets come out, I'm able to do a giveaway for you guys. That's the plan right now, at least, is to when a new set comes out, it may not be the week of release, it may be like a week later, but to do like an ETB or some bundles or something. I want to shoot for ETBs, but I appreciate that, Brandon. Yeah, yeah. Orion's a very interesting character for sure. Oh, you still got it, Blood? That's awesome. You never know if people are gonna flip it or people are gonna open it or anything like that, so that's that's really cool that you still have it. Yeah, it's nothing crazy, Brandon. It's not, but I know it's been a minute since we did a giveaway, and so, again, I got it at a fair price, so I figured it's the right thing to do. I wanna do it. Hopefully, again, whoever wins it appreciates it. Hopefully, people wanna get it, and, we'll just keep trying to move forward. Blood is a real one. I was worried about Blood when he first came around, especially when he said that he was a supporter of certain things. But I tell you what, Blood's been super cool. So I definitely appreciate the bloodster. I get anxiety now from watching a run. Absolutely. Yeah. That guy, he needs some Xannies. 100%. 100%. Um, you don't have to, inept. Yeah, so I'm giving away a first partner series one collection box. So if you want it, I'm not doing it tonight because I can't do a wheel spin. Uh, I could have ripped up names, but yeah, come by tomorrow. There's 11 of you guys in here. So like, not that the people have to show up tonight, but they can't show up like some people did for the giveaway at 500. That's not going to happen. It's definitely going to be like the ride or dies. I don't care for fake subscribers and stuff like that. So, but yeah, and if anybody wants exempt, just let me know. No big deal. I almost did think about giving away that one thing though, inept. We might do that sooner than later. Forehead game. Don't do that. We'll see. We'll see. I said I'm hoping to be able to get that Chaos Rising, even though it's gonna be really hard to give away that Chaos Rising ETB. Well, you know what I was planning on doing a while ago, like forever ago, was back when Destin Rivals, all those sleeve packs were coming out. My goal, because I was able to pick them up pretty easily, my goal was to buy 36 packs for me, 36 packs for uh, just another 36 packs. So 72 packs was my goal. And then I was gonna buy an acrylic and put the 36 packs in an acrylic and do a booster box giveaway. But then I literally got 36 packs and then they all dried up, so couldn't do that. But I do wanna have some fun giveaways, like some big giveaways. I just, I can't be giving away Charizard UPCs every couple months and stuff like that. So I'm not made like that. And product's been really hard to find too. I can't find anything. It's not even like I'm opening up stuff. I can't find anything. So, like I said, I got somebody who said, they said they're willing to help you guys. So if they do, we should be able to do some really cool giveaways. But I just don't want to pay market. I'm not going to pay market. I appreciate you guys and love a lot of you guys, but I can't pay market at GameStop to get an ETB and then just do a giveaway for it. So unfortunately, I wish I could. No, yeah, I am. I'm keeping my 36 packs for sure. And if they ever bring them back, I'll try to get 36 more packs and do I still wanna do I think it'd be really cool to do, and not even tell people and just do, like, a giveaway like that. I think it'd be really cool, but, right now, not happening. Oh, am I at 552 now? I was at 5 um, somebody messaged me yesterday, and they're like, "You just cannot break over 550." And I was like, "No, 550 is my nemesis." And I was like, I think it was at 549. I was like, "Oh, bro, I was about to nuke it. I was about to be like, let's see what I gotta do to get back to like 500, under 500 at this point." So that's cool. I didn't know I gained some subscribers. So the last video kind of popped off just a little bit. So maybe that's where it happened from. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's perfect order. And and the rivenants, the empty cardboard boxes of Prismatic Evolutions tech stickers and Ascended Heroes tech stickers in tins. But other than that, that's it. Yeah, Lambo, it was a super weird release. And see, here's the thing is people forget. People forget what they felt towards Destined Rivals. Everyone was super excited for Destined Rivals during Champions. And oh my God, Luna that's me about to spend. I and have a good weekend, buddy, or have a good night. Appreciate you. Um, but yeah, it was Worlds. I believe it was in no, it wasn't California. Where was it? I can't remember where it was, but people, they heard about Destined Rivals. We got the trailer for it. People were all excited about Destined Rivals. And then the cards started getting leaked and we saw the Mewtwo and people just were not excited. People were let down by it. And the boxes were pretty strong at the time. They were I think it was in the threes, and then I think it dropped to like 220s, 230s, a booster box, and people, including myself, were like, "No, I'm not paying that at that price point." GameStop even had them for I think it was like 200 that you could get them from at the time. And it just, it sat for a minute and then just freaking blew up. And it just hasn't it's had its little dips and valleys, but yeah, the whole Destin Rivals thing is super, super weird. I don't think we're done seeing Destin Rivals. I don't. Yeah, exactly, Brandon. Destin Rivals was hated. Yeah. Then it started getting pumped for sure. Absolute facts inept. Yeah, Destin Rivals is not a in my opinion, I know there's people that like Destin Rivals. Destin Rivals, in my opinion, is not the most, like, incredible set to grace us. Scarlet and Violet, sure. I mean, I see how people can make the argument. I prefer Surging Sparks over Destin Rivals. You could even go Paldea Evolved. It's interesting because Paldea Evolved's actually going down in price. It's still not at 500, but Destin Rivals is and actually Destin Rivals is going back down too. It's like 580 right now. But, yeah, there's a couple good cards in Destin Rivals, but nothing I'm, like, absolutely blown away with to justify the price point, in my opinion. What's up, what's up, Clips? How are you? Good to see you. You got 6 booster box pre-orders? All for Destin Rivals? Team Rocket Hollows and Ascended. Yeah, and even the illustration rares, like, they should've just put that all in Destin Rivals. I think it's gonna be a while before we see Paldea Evolved Moon. I really do. Like, the fact that it's going down, it just went out of rotation, and it's I think Pokebeard I haven't checked on it, but I think Pokebeard said it was like 430, I believe is what he said it was going for, but it's on its way down. It's yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild to see that, so but I hope it does. I really hope it does. I hope Paldea Evolved goes to the moon. You guys are able to move out of some of it if you want to. Um, it's not for me, but I definitely think that it's obviously a very big set, so it will do fantastic long term. The Test Rivals ETB boxes are 100 times better than any of the cards in the set. Yeah, those ETBs are fire. I really like those ETBs. That will be something I will have I hope I'm wrong, but I will probably not have much luck in getting unless we do see a slowdown this summer, which I don't let me know, what do you guys think? Because I've had people that argue with that take, and they just say that Pokemon's too hot. And let me know, what do you guys think about Perfect Order and Chaos Rising? Which if you had to choose a set, which one would you choose? But yeah, regardless, those ETBs are absolutely incredible. I think the normal ETB is the best ETB from Destin Rivals. I still do like the Pokemon Center, but I would much rather have, 10 of the normal ETBs compared to the Pokemon Center ETB. But I definitely do want a Pokemon Center ETB for sure. And surprisingly, the Pokemon Center ETB is almost about to pass the booster box, which is crazy. Not an Evo Skies type set. I agree, Brandon. I agree 100%. 100%. And even people that are trying to compare Ascended Heroes to to Evolving Skies, not comparable. First of all, you have booster box. One's a booster box, one's a specialty set. Not comparable at all. And I feel like Evolutions and Rayquaza and Dragonite are just stronger than, and the artwork I feel like is stronger than in Ascended Heroes. So to hear people say that it's better than Evolving Skies is just so brain dead to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing the plot somewhere. Well, I agree, Brandon. I agree. I think Paldea Evolve will do great because it's just massive. It's 3 sets in 1, right? 3 Japanese sets to 1 of the to make up the 1 English set, but, yeah, right now, I don't see it doing anything. I don't see it shooting off to the moon. Paldea 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 will follow what Magikarp, et cetera, do. Yeah, for sure, which is still crazy that Magikarp's going for what it's going for, but yeah. Yeah, no, no, I'm not saying that we're gonna see, like, just a shit show. The summer is the shit show starter, like, no, I just think we're gonna see a slowdown, maybe a slight correction, maybe stagnation, 10, 20, maybe 30% for, like, some singles and stuff like that. Your sealed may dip 10%, a month, 2 months, something like that. And then we're gonna shoot back up again. As soon as we get anything on the 30th, we start getting leaks. Boom. We also have the Rayquaza set coming out in Japanese, like July 22nd. So as soon as we get that, that's gonna start the hype. Be Even if there's nothing great in the set, it's gonna start the hype just because it's Rayquaza and people are gonna be excited for the Rayquaza set. Unless the Rayquaza card's ass. Like if the Rayquaza card is dookie, yeah, like it may be GG's, wrap it up, call it a day, you know. But I have a feeling, we'll get like a month or two of kind of just chill and then shoot back up like a rocket ship. Yeah, yeah, Clips. I agree with you. I think Chaos Rising is such a better set, but a lot of people are saying that there is no demand for Chaos Rising. That Perfect Order is just it's just a better set. I don't know what kind of crack is being smoked. Maybe I'm missing the plot. I typically go against the grain, not on purpose. So maybe I'm missing something. That's why I wanted to ask you guys. Yeah, it'd be really interesting, Lambo, to see what happens with Destin Rivals because Destin Rivals is really struggling right now. The sell through volume on Destin Rivals is just awful. Uh, I mean, I guess not awful, but it's like 2, 3 booster boxes a day, of Destin Rivals. It just seems like nobody wants it. So, do we see it for the 4th time go from 600 bucks to 500? Do we see, imagine what the ETBs could possibly do. I don't think the ETBs are going to affect the booster box, but do we just get maybe a flash sale on the Pokemon Center of booster boxes for Destined Rivals? It's gonna be really interesting to see. Uh, Again, I want a booster box, 2, maybe 3 of Destined Rivals eventually. As long as I get 1, I'll be okay, but I'm just not big into the Destined Rivals type that everybody is saying. Um, I agree, Brandon, for sure. Think Evolving Skies better than City Heroes. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, that's what it just makes no sense to me, personally. I don't understand the argument. Like, yes, the cards are very expensive for for Ascended Heroes, but I feel like Ascended Hero pull rates are easier than Evolving Skies. And look at the cards for Sword and Shield. Like, again, the artwork's better in my opinion for Evolving Skies than Ascended Heroes. There is some good artwork for sure in Ascended Heroes, but there's a lot of those artworks that I'm just not blown away by, in Ascended Heroes, and people to make the argument that Ascended Heroes is better than Evolving Skies, just I don't understand. That's a good one, Brandon. That's a real good one. Chaos Rising is better than Perfect Order. I thought so. I thought so as well. Um, I don't know. I don't know, Brandon. I really truly don't. I don't know if I don't watch a lot of Rip and Ships. Um, so I can't speak on that. I don't if any of you guys watch Rip and Ships, please let me know. If Destin Rivals is even being really ripped. It seems like again, Prismatic, Ascended Heroes, Phantasmal Flames. I'm sure there is some Destiny Rivals being ripped here and there, but super heavy? No. I mean, it could be. It could be. It easily could be rip and shippers, but I feel like rip and shippers aren't really buying so much on the secondary market. I feel like they have connections, whether it's with distro. A lot of them actually have distro or other LGSs. I mean, you gotta think of Nostalgianomics with his rip and ship, which it's a decent rip and ship. No, I'm not saying any hate towards him whatsoever, but, you know, there's way bigger people and whatnot that are doing way more and on YouTube that are doing way more than Nostalgianomics is, and he can go to his LGSs and get all of well, I don't know all of them, but definitely a lot of their allocations. So, um, you know, I don't know. There's all kinds of arguments. There's all kinds of arguments people are making about rip and ships. Where we're getting more product printed than ever before. All these sets are heavily printed. However, the rip and shippers are obliterating the the packs, which is a fair point, but still, you know, I don't know. All it is at the end of the day, just whatever side of the fence you lay on, you can fit the narrative to that. Let's see. Evolving Skies. Yeah, Evolving Skies is incredible. I am going to get an Evolving Skies booster box one day. My goal would be I want to say like 2 years from now, I want to have an Evolving Skies and I want to have a Fusion Strike booster box. Be just strictly because of the colors. I think the colors are incredible. My daughter if I had a Fusion Strike booster box right now, my daughter would probably have that in her room. She absolutely loves pink. So, yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying, Brandon, for sure. And it easily could be rip and shippers. I feel like from what I've heard, a lot of them they have these back alley sort of deals, these private deals that they're not gonna show up on TCG Player. But that doesn't mean that, some Billy Bob Joe isn't starting a rip and ship and saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna pick up this $600, Destiny Rivals booster box because I can break the packs down and sell them, do a rip till you hit for, I don't know, like $200 for an EX or something, you know? There's all kinds of stupid stuff going on. Okay, I appreciated that, Blood. Yeah, I don't watch Rip and Chips. I'll occasionally go on Nostalgianomics for a second, and then I'm just like, "It's not for me." So, Brandon, what do you mean 15 to 2K? Yeah, I agree, Blood. That's how I feel. I feel like it's Ascended, Phantasmal, and Prismatic, but I could be wrong on the Phantasmal. I know that Charizard's going absolutely wild right now. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that that Charizard would, uh would do what it's doing? Not mm, yeah, that easily could be it, Brandon, for sure, 100%. What would I pay for Evo Skies? I mean, I get well, if Evo's going for, like, 2.6 right now, 2.6, 2.7, so, obviously, I would try to trade up into it, at least at a try to get a certain percentage off of it, but, whatever market is, I guess I'd pay it, you know? But that is a goal, fu I mean, Fusion Strike, I could go without Fusion Strike if I had to, like, if Fusion Strike reached 2K, I would probably sit for a while, but of all these guys, like, I definitely gotta get that in the collection for sure. Um, I would like to get an again, a Fusion Strike because it's a pink box, but I'm not gonna pay 2K for it anytime soon, that's for sure. Yeah, no, no, Brandon, I'm not doing anything right now, no. I'm definitely gonna wait. I wanna try to build up, like, right now, I could get an Evolving Skies, but I wanna try to build up some more, um, booster boxes and, PCTBs and stuff like that, just build up the collection, the investment portfolio for the kids, and then rotate it into an Evolving Skies. Ideally, it would be great to not even have to worry about that. I just to go buy an Evolving Skies outright. The only problem is unless it drops like my wife would have a problem with me spending like 2K on a booster box. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, Brandon. 100%. And that's why it's so goofy to me that people are paying 4K. No, actually, I think it's 5K. It's still in the 4s, but it's like high 4s, like 4K for the Umbreon in Prismatic Evolutions and a PSA 10. Like, again, incredible card, amazing card, love that card. I understand the pull rate's hard. The grail percentage is not the best, but why would you not buy a sealed product as great as Evolving Skies? Unless people already have the Evolving Skies. Maybe that's where I'm looking at it differently, but you could buy Unified Minds, how much is Unified going for? I feel like Unified isn't going for 4K. I guess I need to look at some of these Sun and Moon boxes and see what they're doing. I know Cosmic is I think isn't Cosmic no, not Cosmic. Was it Tag Team or Team Up? Team Up's like 10, isn't it? But there's tons of great sets from Sun and Moon that you can get your hands on for the same price, which is kind of weird to me. Perfect and mega. Just normal mega? ME1? Frankenstein's must be hopping. Yeah, I've always loved Evolving Skies. Like, terrible luck with it, but the pack art's incredible, the box is fantastic. I super goofed on those 2 boxes. Again, I remember my LGS guy, I was like, "Hey, you got any more Evolving Skies?" And he goes, "No, I had to stop ordering, it's 200 a booster box." He's like, "I can order you one though." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was like, well, I was like, "What about Fusion Strike?" "No, Fusion Strike, it's like 160. It's hard for me to get my hands on it and turn around and make a profit." So I can order you one. Under 400 bucks, I could have had those 2 bucks. Big old goof on my part. And then I'm gambling right now that, Destined Rivals, I'm not gonna goof on Destined Rivals, which, again, I think is completely different. Yeah, Cosmic, Unified, Team Up, great sets. Great, great sets. Yeah, I understand that, Brandon, for sure. Like, I definitely get that. I mean, I'm definitely more on the PC Grailed side. So, like, the Sumbreon in English in a PSA 10, actually, I prefer a Tag 10, but regardless, like, the best, most reasonable price 10 I could get, I do want that. Like, that is a Grail-ish card to me at the current price point that it's going for. However, I do have to still think of my children at the same time. So, it's a little bit of, bobbing and weaving, but I do understand that also. But, I mean, who doesn't love the look of an Evolving Skies booster box? Hey, XY era is awesome too. We need some more Gary cards. I hope we get a specialty set and it's got, well, I guess I hope we get a Mega Gary. I really do. What's up, Shug? How are you, bud? Well, it would've been a great story if I actually picked them up at 200. You know? I don't have anything to show for it, I did get Silver Tempest at, I think it was like 100 bucks. Got that for my son for Christmas. That was fun. People are ripping more 151. That's crazy that people are ripping 151 right now. Yeah, that's Umbreon's. It's an incredible card. Don't get me wrong, I would love to get the Moonbryon as well, but if I had to choose one, which obviously I would have to because I'm broke for the most part, I would have to go with the Umbreon before the Moonbryon. Oh, nice. Well, I hope you have a good card show, Shug. When are you, gonna have some of the vending content? Because 'Cause that'd be cool to watch. Yeah, I agree, Brandon. Like, again, green box, greenish yellow box, still super cool looking box, got Rayquaza, got Umbreon. Then you got, of course, Fusion Strike, pink box. Yeah, I get where people are coming from with the boxes. The boxes are boring, just a black box. I think they're really cool though, but it would be nice, Greninja, let's get a blue box, Darkrai, watch Darkrai be like a purple box. They'll do a purple box for Darkrai or something goofy for Darkrai, but let's throw some colors in, I feel like that'd be really cool. There's no reason they can't do that. It's just laziness at this point. Yeah, for sure. I can't believe people are still opening up 151. That's crazy to me. Oh, hectic is that why he hasn't been uploading any content recently? At least the last couple days I checked, I hadn't seen anything, so let's see. What time is it? 12:40. Yeah. So, Brandon, I texted you, and you never responded, which is fine. I was busy tonight. When do we think the game's gonna come out? Is it coming out later in the year or beginning of the year for 2027? I'm really curious on what you guys think of that, because as far as I know, we haven't gotten any new sets leaked, right? So we have Pitch Black, then we have the 30th, the Rayquaza, and then we have the Aura Seeker set. And they have not leaked anything else for the Mega Block as far as I'm aware of. Yeah, I hope so, Brandon. Like I said, tons of people are getting burnt out. They're just frustrated, mad, and I get it. I'm there too. Like I That's why I was talking to Choo Choo today, and I was saying, at some point you got to think that even if you're a scalper and you're able to pick up products, say you're able to pick up 5 poster collections. You buy them for 60, secondary markets 120 on them, and you're able to flip them for a $300 profit. Yeah, I would imagine at some point, especially, with how long this is going, if we go through the rest of the year like this, it's gonna wear out people. Like, you're gonna be tired of going to the store, fighting all the crowd, fighting all the other scalpers to make your $300 profit a couple times a week. Like, is that stupid for me to think that way? That's at least how I would feel. I would feel like, "Okay, this has been fun for a year or 2, but I'm tired of it." And that's scalpers, like, that's not even normal people just trying to find product. Somebody did get shot, Brandon. Somebody literally got shot. I think that if things continue the way that they're continuing, something very, very bad is gonna happen this year around the 30th and the Rayquaza set. And you guys, whoever's here, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's I hope that's not the case. I don't want anybody losing their life for Pokemon cards. Like, I think that that is absolutely ridiculous. But what are you gonna do when ETB of the 30th comes out at, you can get it for 60, $70, and you can turn around and sell it for, hypothetically, of course, like 250, or the UPC is $200, you can sell it for 600, hypothetically, of course, saying. You don't think that people are gonna be fighting like crazy over that? You don't think that somebody's gonna be frustrated with just, doing this for so long? Um, Somebody's not gonna snap? Yeah, Shug, I have not heard anything extra about Excel as far as they finalize the deal or anything like that. I know Target, which, Excel is responsible for fulfilling and stocking, they're getting, it seems like, a ton of product. Walmart, if anybody has a Walmart, it seems like they're kinda getting railed for the most part, unless you live, like, in a super small town somewhere. So, not really seeing much of a difference. I think at some point we will, though. Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Have a good night, buddy. Good to see you. You don't like getting up early? I hear you, bud. Yeah, for sure. Just make sure you don't miss the SPC drops, but you'll know. Me, and Ept, anybody else, will be in the Discord, of course, letting you guys know about the SPC drops for sure. That will definitely be worth getting up early in the morning for. I hope they do. I hope we get a Gen 3 Kyogre Groudon shiny set. I think that would be really, really, really cool. I'd be super happy with that. Sell ETB, MSRP 99.99. No, at least I don't think so from the leaks. I don't think they're gonna change it. I just know the UPC was supposedly $200 is what it's gonna be. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if people are buying them up or if they're still botting. I would hope Pokemon has figured out this bot situation. I don't know what's so difficult about figuring out these bots, you know? You gotta think if you're a multi-billion dollar company, the number 1 IP in the world, how can you not figure out how to stop these robots from getting through? And I know they're trying. I'm not saying that they're not trying. I don't know. It's just frustrating. What's up, Whack? How are you? Yeah, exactly, Brendan. I don't know how we're still fighting them either. I think if they do in the Mega Block, Kyogre and Groudon, I think we'll get primals. I don't there's no, like, Mega Groudon, Mega Kyogre, they did the primals, so yeah, I think that'd be super cool. I'm all down for that. I know that would probably bring some hype, keep the hype going, but I don't care. I think that would be awesome. I'm glad that you like the Discord, Blood. I know it's not the most active place in the world, but every now and then, it's a gym for sure. Of course, appreciate anybody that's in the Discord as well. Yeah, yeah. It's just, I was talking to Choo Choo earlier on the phone today, and he was saying, how we were talking about how does Pokemon fix this market? How does this market ever get fixed? And he was saying about retail and how, well, the problem is that retail is putting everything on their websites. They're not doing anything to stop the bots. Target doesn't have any sort of bot protection. They don't do a queue. It's just a free for all. And then, Walmart's queue is a joke. Like it does absolutely nothing. And I told him, I said, well, the problem is they're vending machines, Pokemon Center vending machines. They're not everywhere. They're only in certain states. They are glitched. People can glitch them. People, they can get all the content of the vending machines. You can't give them to distro because distro is going to charge above, distro price. Even if they don't, you got the LGSs in the online stores. 99% of them. There's a couple good ones out there, but 99% of them are going to charge market or close to market. I really feel like the only way to fix this is Pokemon's really got to cut down on what they print. I feel like they've got to focus on the pinnacle items. but it starts with the booster box, you know? I feel like they gotta print the booster boxes. They really need to focus on booster boxes, ETBs, and booster bundles, and just hammer, hammer, hammer those away. Because right now, I don't see how else you fix it. You gotta kill the price in order to get some demand out of here at this point. Yeah, for sure. As long as XL takes over Walmart, we'll be good. They just need to push out, um, I just said them a minute ago, whatever they're called. I don't even remember what they're called, but the Walmart vendors, they're terrible. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem, Brandon, with the vending machines, but they've got to put them it can't just be like California, New York, which New York doesn't even have any. Like they need to put them in all the states, and I'm sure that they're working on it, but there should be no reason that Nashville has 40 vending machines, and then you look in Kentucky, which is where I live, and it has no vending machines in the whole entire state. You know, or California has 1,000 vending machines, but then, New York City has nothing, like let's let's try to really get like the if you want to go to the vending machines, which I think could be great, long term, because Pokemon's controlling them, and all that stuff. I think it could be great, but they gotta figure out these glitches. They gotta figure out how to make them more efficient and better, and get them into more people's hands to be able to get product. I agree, Brandon. I'm just saying, we can keep. I don't mean anything by this, but we can keep moving the goalpost. We can keep saying when this happens, we just don't know when, if it's going to happen. So I still stand with you 100%. I'm still on the same team as you. But some people, when you're talking, having conversations, you have to, talk from different points of view on it. I hope, I hope after the 30th anniversary, sometime this year, December, they just drop a massive crap ton of booster boxes, and that's what they've been doing the whole time. But we just won't know until it happens. Because you gotta think, Anon's been saying since the beginning of this year, also with Inkblot, that, Phantasmal Flames, 1.5 million booster boxes are stuffed and ready to go, and have not seen anything yet. So until we see something, we gotta just kind of play it cautiously. I agree, though. No, Brandon, that's 100%. That's a great point. The crowd that gets attracted is bad. Yep, I agree. There should be security guards as well, till security guard takes them all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and that like, right now, his credibility is not there, and the only I'll tell you what really made me start to believe Anon, not even believe him, believe some of what he says, is whenever Inkblot, which I have you guys even seen Inkblot? Is he in the Henry's Discord or anything? I haven't seen him, or he hasn't shown up in forever. But Inkblot came out originally with Phantasmal Flames saying Pokemon's reprinting them, 1.5 million. There's gonna, it's gonna be Q1. And then afterwards, Anon, like a month later, said the same exact thing. And that's what made me start to put some stock into what was being said by, of course, Inkblot and Anon. Inkblot then said he doesn't know what he's talking about. He made it up. Lucky guess. Um, we'll see. Also, Anon said that Destin Rivals was getting printed, and then we've heard about ETBs. So, but I understand what you're saying for sure. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He doesn't upload any videos. He doesn't show up in the Discord. I know he was hanging out in Henry's Discord, so that's why I asked Inept, or if any of you guys else are in Henry's Discord, if you guys have seen him around. But um, yeah, that guy's been MIA for a hot minute. Huge news. Inkblot was the worker that was stealing and leaking cards. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, he was on top of his stuff though. He knew some stuff he shouldn't. So, do you think the Pokemon ninjas got him? They could have. You see Inkblot in the weekly Weedle comments? Oh, okay. Well, at least he's alive. I'm glad to know that he's showing up for or not even that he's showing up. It makes me sound like a dick. I'm not trying to be a dick. I honestly haven't heard from him or seen him in a while. So I'm glad to know he's at least alive. He probably is. Pokemon just took over the count. No, he probably I probably said some wild shit. It's all good. I keep waiting for him to make videos. I mean, he had Jay Ketchum TCG too. He had Jay like believe in his stuff as well. And again, it's not that it couldn't be true. It might easily be true, but he had a good thing going. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if Pokemon shook him down or what, but he backed off of what he was saying. He also didn't he say something about that Pokemon was going to come out with bad sets because they wanted product to be sitting around but around the 30th anniversary. And again, Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, they're not bad sets. Pitch Black, I'm sure will not be a bad set either. But do I think that if Pitch Black isn't anything crazy, there's no huge chase card, do I think that we could see some products sitting on shelves at that point? Perfect Order, Chaos Rising? Yeah, probably. He got fired from his Pokemon job, clearly. Yeah. I know he likes Lorcana, so maybe he's over at, Joey McScrooge. I haven't checked out Joey McScrooge in a while, but maybe he's over there. That was actually the last time I heard from Ink was when Joey started doing the Lorcana content again. Yeah. I mean, I understand that point, Whack, for sure. I Perfect Order has definitely forced people, like, over to Ascended Heroes, Phantasmal Flames, Des Rivals, I don't think so. It really seems like those are the 2 kind of heavy hitters that are being affected, even Prismatic Evolutions. Again, I don't watch any rip and ships, but it seems like the love for Prismatic has completely left. 151 is seeming to cool off. Nobody's talking about Paldean Fates. I think Paldean Fates is a super sleeper, even though it's fairly expensive. But if you look at what Paldean Fates is, it's like a $300 ETB. Why can't it reach the same levels of 151? And nobody's talking about Paldean Fates right now. So I think Perfect Order made Ascended Heroes worse, 100%. But other than that, I mean, I'm just thinking again, if you have Perfect Order, then you have Chaos Rising, which I feel like Chaos Rising is better than Perfect Order is. And then we have the Dark Rise set. Let's say the Dark Rise, the Chase. There's not really anything too overly good besides that. Um, I could see some products starting to sit on some shelves. Obviously, not your Ascended Heroes, your Prismatic, but like your Perfect Order restocks, or even your Chaos Rising restocks. I could see those starting to sit. So it's interesting. Yeah, Joey started making content again about Lorcana, Holiday Fates is is 1,000% good. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, there's not a lot of Paldean Fates, in my opinion. Black Bolt White Flare. Yeah, but even Black Bolt White Flare isn't really taking off as much as you would think it is. Um, ETBs for Black Bolt are, in the 110s, White Flare, and of course, I'm not talking about Pokemon Center ETBs. Those are, I think both two 260s, Black Bolt's almost in the 300s, but, White Flare, I think is still, like, right around the $100 range. I mean, when we see what happened with 151, we saw what happened with, you know, um, Prismatic Evolutions, just the accelerated growth of it. I feel like Black Bolt White Flare is not getting the same treatment that it rightfully deserves, which is awesome for people. Yeah, I think Baldet and Fates is gonna take over 151. I wouldn't say I think Baldet and Fates is definitely better than 151, 100%. As far as chase-wise, I still think that probably I think that Black Ball White Flare is a more rounded set than Paldean Fates. However, I feel like Paldean Fates has a stronger artwork and more desirable chase cards than Black Bolt White Flare. But I really like what Black Bolt White Flare did, also with the difficulties of illustration rares to pull a specific one on top of the pop reports. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens with Black Bolt White Flare. Yeah, and Paldean Fates, no problem, will be a 1K ETB one day. Just a normal ETB. Yeah, MEO1's a great set as well. Journey Together is 110 ETB right now. Jumping 30 is a lot. That's crazy that Journey Together is 110. I mean, I really believe in Journey Together. I think it's gonna be a great set. It's kinda like, you know, we've got your trainers, it's got Zoroark, it's got Zoroark, you got the Salamence, which is a beautiful card, absolutely incredible card in my opinion. It would've been really cool if that's what they did with the Charizard style-wise. You got Lily Clefairy, you got the Whale Lord, you got the Articuno, you just I feel like it's not as bad of a set as what people are saying, and I think it's gonna surprise people. I really do. A lot of people were very excited for Journey Together when they were hearing about Journey Together, with trainers and Pokemon. And then, of course, Destined Rivals and the speculation of Destined Rivals. So I think that's where people kinda got a bad taste in their mouth with Journey Together. But, yeah, I think Journey Together is super slept on. PCTVs? Hey, you know what, though? You right now, you got the data, Brandon, for sure. Jumping 30 to 40 is affected. What jumped 30 to 40, Whack? Yeah, I mean, I agree, like, the Pokemon Center ETBs is kinda stupid. I understand the rarity and scarcity of it because there's only so much that are printed of it, where ETBs typically normal ETBs get multiple reprints of it, multiple waves of reprints of the ETBs. I find the Pokemon Center stamp on the card extremely goofy, that people are willing to pay what they pay for them. I do understand as well, though, the scarcity and rarity aspect of both of them together. So, yes, they're very smart. I think that Scarlet and Violet is the really the only and of course, Mega Forward. So, beginning of Scarlet Violet moving forward, I think is the only real PC TVs to go into, um, because Sword and Shield, there was no, like, real true promos and, anything crazy like that. That's just my opinion on them. But I tell you what, PCTVs are outperforming most of the booster boxes. So it's definitely very, very smart. Now we'll see what happens, again in a cooldown period, how they perform, if they continue to be as strong as they are. We'll see. Yeah, I agree, Brandon. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, PCTVs are crazy. Crazy what they're doing and what they continue to do. I mean, I don't think anybody's surprised that Ascended Heroes is a $500 ETB. I think it is very surprising how quickly it became a $500 ETB, but I don't think anybody ever said, "No, that PC ETB will not be $500." Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, Inept. Yeah, for sure, Blab. Salamander, beautiful card. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the day, and I do think it's gonna be a while before we get PC ETB cases that you're able to get. Um, I feel like Pokemon Center will probably be the one of the last places that has that availability, but it will be nice to be able to get cases of those one day because they're like how much are they? I mean, as long as they don't let's say they change MSRP, you're paying what, 320, 340 for a case? Like, it's a no-brainer play. Yeah, Blab, that Salamence is a beautiful card. It's I'm so happy I have that in a tag 10. I was trying to sell it, like, forever ago when I had to sell off my collection. Nobody wanted it, and now I have people reaching out to me on Facebook, on the tag Facebook group, and they're like, "Hey, you still got that Salamence in a tag 10?" I had, like, 7 people reach out to me in a day about it. I'm like, "Nope, not selling it." I'm keeping that bad boy. I really think that that card is very, very underrated. It's an amazing card. You're not sure we'll ever get sealed cases again on Pokemon Center? You think that Pokemon would cut the cases for like, where you couldn't get the cases? I mean, because you have to think realistically if we lose half the demand in the current market, because for most, actually, I think every set, as long as it's not 2 different sets, you're able to get, 2 PCETBs. So if we lose half the interest, I feel like eventually Pokemon would give you 4 ETBs. Now, of course, they could cut the cases open, but I don't I think we would see the possibility to get 4 PCETBs at some point. Yeah, Paldean Fates, nobody cared about Paldean Fates. I loved the Charizard as soon as I saw it. The Bubble Mew, it took me a minute to get onto the Bubble Mew, and like I said, I was about to pull a trigger on it. It was 50 bucks. I've told the story 100 times. Checked the next week, it went up to, like, 75, and I was like, "Nope, not gonna do it." Because it just bounced super quick, and that was a bad decision on my part. Think it would sell out quick. Yeah, the only thing with that whack is I think, if you give it, hypothetically speaking, let's say next year the bear market comes, if the bear market ever does come, right? Hypothetically, let's say that it comes. Well, probably for a year, you probably would not see the Pokemon Center doing cases. But maybe the following year, they would start doing cases because people always forget, People there's always other things, other avenues. So that's kind of where my head is, and you could absolutely be right, but I'm always thinking like people will lose interest, even the collectors, even the people that are like, "No, I've learned from this bull run and the last bull run. I've been in all the bull runs and I've learned." Well, when the rat race stops and you don't have to just be on your phone 24/7 looking for, pre-orders and checking the Pokemon Center, or the Pokemon Center is also overpriced because it's at MSRP and other things aren't at MSRP from LGSs and online stores, then you may not be looking at the Pokemon Center. And so I feel like eventually people will kind of forget. Some people won't, but I feel like some people will now will bring the opportunity to capitalize on that. And also, we don't know. Pokemon Center ETBs could go from, you know, 200, 250. We could see Pokemon Center ETBs, for you buy them for 80 and they sell in the secondary market for 100, You never know. There's too many variables. Yeah, exactly, Brandon, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, what do we know? We're all speculating. Yeah. No, I agree. I think for a while, depending on the market, even if we're in a bear market, I think it's gonna take some time, but eventually you'll notice that even, people like Brandon, people like Inept, people like me, we could get complacent and be like, "Oh, hey, I can get a PCTB case, I can get my 4 PCTBs of this set. Well, this set's okay. Let me give it, some time. It's not gonna sell out," and then it sells out, or you just never go back, something else catches your eye. There's always the cool thing about Pokemon is there's always a chase. I say I want to focus on this card. I want to focus on the Sumbreon from Terrestrial Festival to PSA 10. Well, then next thing you know, I'm looking at the Destin Rivals Moltres, the stamped one. And then I'm looking at the normal Destin Rivals Moltres. Then I'm looking over here at uh, Chaos Rising, and I want to get the Froakie and the Frogadier, and I want to get this card, and then you go back to this set, then you're going to Japanese, and you're getting Mega Dream, Terrestrial Festival, some more, Gloria Team Rocket. Just there's it's unless you're, like, making a list and writing everything down and staying consistent with it, you can get very sidetracked and then just forget about certain things. Yeah, no, for sure, man. They didn't give a crap. They just wanted they just want if you were dumb enough to buy it, then that's what they wanted. Doesn't go back to shit. You mean like the sports market where it's a madhouse? Uh, I don't know, Blab if Greninja's goofy, but yeah, the ETBs do look incredible. I actually prefer the normal ETB over the Pokemon Center ETB. Yeah, I do too, Brandon. I know people are trying to kinda cope with the evolution line, and I do like the evolution line. However, I wish it was on the Greninja, but, at the same time, it is gonna be really cool to have the Froakie, Frogadier. The Greninja, I'm okay. I'll wait, I would rather have the Twilight one. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, realistically, you probably need all 4 of them. You need the Froakie, the Frogadier, you need the Greninja from Twilight, and then you need the Mega Greninja from Chaos Rising. The Ninja Spinner, Japanese equivalent's going for $300. And then so Chaos Rising, probably 500. Hopefully, it's not, but probably. Yeah. Well, I hope it's not either whack on it, we me and you kinda talked about it. I hope that I'm just hoping something kinda takes the steam away from Pokemon. I don't think it's going to. Um, like I said, if anything, we'll see it for a couple months during the summertime, but other than that, Pokemon's gonna continue to boom. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Brandon. I love the Dragalge. Yeah. I don't know about enough sports, again, I think summer will see a dip, stagnation, possibly. Again, I don't know anything, so maybe some possible stagnation in the market, and then we're gonna keep on booming. So, maybe it'll take a little bit of time off of it, but other than that, Pokemon's gonna do what Pokemon's been doing the whole time. But anyways, guys, I think we're fixing to wrap it up for tonight. I've got all my kids, and I'm gonna try to be responsible. Um, but I do appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this live, had a good one, and, we will be going live tomorrow. Feel free to call in. Shug, have a good one. I'll drop after live ends. Broke. Send you some love. Oh yeah. Make sure you go check out the Blab video dropping right now. Um shit stream. Absolutely 100%. Go check out Blab. Go give him some love. Thank you to everybody who showed up. I will see you guys tomorrow night with another live. And like I said, you guys call in. Appreciate you guys as always. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Love you guys.